This episode of the DisCast was recorded on July 16th, 2014 at discast.us/live. Tune in Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern to watch the show, or watch recorded episodes on YouTube and iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at DisCastShow, tune into the trivia contest, and more. If you're feeling generous, please throw us a donation on our PayPal or our Patreon to get cool prizes. It would really help us a lot. Thank you, and enjoy the DisCast. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas. To our new listeners, we welcome you aboard our podcast Highway in the Sky, and hope you've enjoyed the past week. For those of you standing, please hold on to your headphones at all times, and stand clear of the doors. For the comfort of others, no trolling please. Thank you, and enjoy the DisCast. Oh, I turn off the audio. Hey, what's up guys? It is Ryan, and welcome to the DisCast. Today is July 16th, 2014, and it is shortly after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Darren is out in LA this week, but I do have a very special co-host. It is Mark, aka Diva Disney on Twitter. Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hey! Now, for those of you who aren't acquainted with you, explain to them who you are, what you do.
I'm just someone on Twitter.
Pretty much.
That's about it.
That is about it. But he's a pretty great person on Twitter.
Thank you.
One of my favorite twittering people out there. Tweeters? Do we have a name?
I think tweeters.
Is tweeters a thing? I don't know. Whatever, it is a thing now. So yes, he's very, very funny, with hilarious, witty commentary and everything. So definitely want to go follow him at Diva Disney. It's right over there. And yeah, so there you go. We don't have that much news to talk about today, so I'm kind of hoping that some of our discussions take longer. We do have a discussion about Disneyland's new interactive game, Legends of Frontierland, later. It's really interesting. We'll tell you guys about that later. But first off, we're going to start off, as we always do, with Darren or without Darren. That's with our trivia. So last week we asked you guys to tell us what size hat the Eiffel Tower would wear. And we had everyone who guessed got it right. Of course, you can find this in the Studio Backlot Tours script. And our winner is Preston Clark 28, P. Clark, awesome guy, and he guessed 342 3/8. And so there you go. He is on the trivia card of winners. Boom.
Yay, congratulations.
Hey, P. Clark. Alright. So, of course, we do have another trivia question for you guys this week. No, Dark, it is much larger than 24. So if you do want to enter the trivia, just head on down to Twitter, tag us at DisCastShow using the hashtag DisCastTrivia for your chance to be entered to win and go into the trivia card of winners for your unnamed to-be-determined prize. And your trivia question this week. I know Pro Miner is going to get this one, because it is, once again, a Haunted Mansion one. And I really should have saved all the Haunted Mansion trivia questions for October and done a whole Halloween thing. That was really poor thinking. But I'm sure we can always get more Haunted Mansion trivia questions. This week it's, what are the names of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts in the Haunted Mansion? If you think you know the answer, do not put it in the stream chat. Head on over to Twitter, tag us at DisCastShow with the hashtag DisCastTrivia. And there you go. I don't know if Pro Miner's here. Is he watching or listening to Illumination Hours again? Because that's what he does every week. I tell him to go watch DisCast, like, but Illumination Hours!
Yeah, you have to Illumination at 9 o'clock.
So, whatever. He does his thing. He's brainwashed, we all know that. There you go. And Danielle's here. Say hello. Okay, so there we go. That's your trivia. And now we're going to go along to our news. And first off, we'd like to always remind you guys, Spectra Radio is a fantastic Disney parks music, and even some movie music and some vintage Disney tracks as well. They stream them 24/7. You can find them at spectraradio.us. It's awesome. Yes, that's about it. Alright, so on to our news. First up, who heard about the monorail evacuation?
I did.
I know, pretty sure everyone's heard about that one. It was huge news. When was that, the 13th? Yeah.
It was the 13th, yeah. Like, even my parents knew about it.
Ooh, yeah. It was.
Yeah, they called me and they were like, did you hear about this monorail that broke down or something? I was like, duh.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's what Twitter's for.
Exactly.
Of course. Now, it didn't break down necessarily. It lost power, and it probably was from getting struck by lightning.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, there's a huge storm in the area. And the monorail, where it stopped, you can see the picture to my I guess it's the right of my frame. You can see that it stopped. It lost power on top of the switch rail. So like where the rail kind of switch off, it stopped right on top of it. So little rescue carts can come around and drag it off like they would normally. And also all the other monorails on the line, they all restarted by themselves, but this one wouldn't restart. So they had to actually get the fire department to come down, the Reedy Creek Fire Department, and actually evacuate the monorail. 120 people or whatever.
Man.
It's crazy.
It took them a while to do that too.
Oh yeah, and the thing was on there for like hours afterwards.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what I would have done if I had been stuck in there for hours.
Oh god.
Like I saw the windows were like fogging up with condensation.
Right, because the temperatures inside were just heating and heating and heating.
Exactly.
Oof.
So I think it was like 2 or 3 hours they were stuck in there. I couldn't deal.
Yeah.
I'd be a mess.
Wow. But you did get free ice cream and fast passes at the end of it. It's worth.
Yeah. I would have used that complimentary fast pass on like Mickey's PhilharMagic or something.
Of course. No, Anna and Elsa, obviously. To use it for. Is it still crazy wait times over there?
It's actually not that bad.
Really?
I was there Saturday.
Yeah.
It was 75 minutes.
75. Well, it's not that bad being relative, of course.
Yeah, compared to 300.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still pretty. I don't know if I would wait 75 minutes, but I don't know. Have you waited on the line?
I haven't, but I have waited with fast passes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I feel like I would have to fast pass it if I was going to do it.
Yeah.
Now, with all this talk about monorails and breaking down and stuff, we do know that the monorail automation thing is happening soon. They've been testing that for the past few weeks now, and we know that it's definitely incoming. We don't know when, but there's a rumor, and it is a complete rumor. So don't take it as fact. It is really speculation. But apparently, the Transportation Board of Walt Disney World had a meeting recently, and they were speaking about the future of the monorail. Now, supposedly, the entire fleet of monorails is going to be replaced. So
supposedly.
Mm-hmm. And according to this person, who has someone back him up, this is all, these are forum posts, and you know how forums can be. But apparently, 24 brand new monorails are going to be enlisted, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
We have 12 now.
Yeah.
How many are used at a given time?
10, 11, or 12? Or sorry, we have 11 now, right?
Oh yeah, we have 11 or 12.
Because purple and pink are now teal.
Oh, true. Okay.
So, I think 10 or 11 can be used at a time, but
well, they're not using all of them at once, are they?
Oh, they could be.
Okay.
They could be if they're like at max capacity. Like
all right.
They can do, I think, 3 on Epcot Loop. I don't know, maybe 4 on the Resort Loop.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then,
but I know that sometimes when you're walking past the monorail, what do you call those? The little podiums that the monorail cast members stand at. You can see the list of which trains are on what tracks at that time.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever peered over there. That's cool.
It just depends on how busy it is. I don't think they use all of them at once most of the time, though.
Right. So, I mean, who knows if there's place to store 24 monorails? But this blog post this forum post goes on to say that there was more discussion on connecting the 2 remaining parks.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, he makes it seem like these discussions have been going on for a while, right? And then maybe they're just continuing to speak about it. Now, WDW Magic, the account itself, responded, "Okay, you had me going there until the talk of 24 and the adding the other parks."
Yeah. 24 sounds like a lot, and then just adding on top. Connecting the 2 parks. I don't think there's any way they'll do that. Yeah,
at least in the near future. Maybe somewhere very, very far down the road, but not now. They would make... Apparently, the whole idea is they would make Epcot the new TTC. with this new thing. Epcot would be the switching point to go to Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom and stuff, which is what Darren and I were talking about a few months ago. We were having our dream monorail system plan. We had a map up on everything. We were drawing lines on the map. It was really funny. But we kind of, in our minds, made Epcot the new TTC. And I mean, it's the logical thing to say. Now, whether this is actual talks in an actual board meeting, or if it's this guy just making it up, we don't know. And just because it might have actually been talked about in the board meeting, in a reply to WW Magic saying that he didn't believe it, the guy said, yeah, that's where they started losing me too. Maybe the talks at a board meeting are just that, talks. By the way, I love the mug. The mug's great.
Thank you.
But of
I
course,
like it a lot.
Yeah, I know, it's great. It's Sticker. Yay. I love that. Yeah, but obviously just a board meeting, they're just talking about stuff. Maybe that is just a talk. Maybe they're just fantasizing like we want to about it.
Yeah.
And there's someone saying, connecting the two parks would anger me as a shareholder. It's not needed at all.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's needed. It would be really nice, but...
It's just a little convenience thing,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'd probably end up at Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom more often if they had monorail access.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just park hopping.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I think that would give me more incentive to just go to every park, like, every day and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes there'll be a day where I'll go to Epcot, and then we'll come home, and in the night I'll go to Magic Kingdom or something like that.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Vice versa. And it's just kind of, if there was monorails connecting everything, that'd be much more accessible.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, like, I know that they're doing the Hollywood Studios bus entrance, right?
Yeah.
The one that's going to be on Victory Way across from Pop Century and Art of Animation.
Yeah. We talked about that one.
Yeah, so if they were putting all this effort and money into making bus transportation easier for that park, I don't think they would be thinking about connecting it with monorails.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I lost connection to chat. Why did I do that? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's true. Obviously, they are enhancing the whole bus capacity of stuff. They also enhanced the bus capacity of Magic Kingdom, too. So, I mean, it could just be more people, more modes of transportation.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, just because they're connecting all the parks doesn't mean they're going to connect all the resorts, because that'd be so much money and time.
That would be fantastic.
I mean, it would be fantastic, but...
It would be if they could do, the all-star sports, all-star music, all-star movies.
Think about the capacity. Because those are huge.
Oh my gosh.
If you connect all the value resorts.
Connect all the value resorts just in one loop. Don't connect them at any park.
Okay, they just go to each other.
Let's go to each other.
The value loop. That'd be interesting.
It would be.
Everyone keeps saying, and like, oh, a monorail driver told me the same thing. Monorail drivers. Monorail drivers might just be spreading false rumors because they'll be out of jobs soon. He said that the new Hollywood Studios route would go through the two large ports in the Swan.
Yeah, that's definitely not true.
No. That's just complete BS.
Yeah, that's a really popular fan rumor, but it's not happening.
Yeah.
It was never going to happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Someone said, sigh, substitute bendy bus for monorail and parking lot for TTC. That sounds more like it.
Yeah. It really does. Those bendy buses are so long.
Well, yeah. It would much higher capacity.
Exactly.
You see them in, I live by New York City, and you see those, in cities all the time because they can bend across corners.
Yeah.
And, better handling. But aside from that, higher capacity can fit more people. Obviously, cities have a lot of place. Well, Disney World has a lot of place, a lot of people. So more people, more room. These huge buses, they bend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems great. And I remember we saw the last summer. We saw pictures of those new buses being tested, but I haven't heard anything about them ever since.
They're in use.
Okay, not in a wide scale.
I mean, they might be. I usually don't take buses.
Right.
And the buses that I do take are maybe Wilderness Lodge to Magic Kingdom or short routes like that.
Yeah, so they're not going to have huge.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen them in the bus depots, but not so many.
Yeah. Dark says it's cheaper and much more efficient to move up buses than at a monorail line. That's very, very true.
Mm.
Stormy says any kind of futuristic transportation probably won't happen. Goes against the theme of Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I really wish that Animal Kingdom had like a steam train or something
Ooh.
from Animal Kingdom Lodge to Animal Kingdom.
That'd be cool.
Or
Go to the
I was
Rafiki's
thinking-
Planet Watch station.
Yeah,
That would
or,
be
like,
awesome.
some sort of like maybe what is it called? I know the word in Spanish. I'm trying to think of it. Let me let me Google it.
Okay.
Like like the things that you can kind of go up hills on.
Oh, like yeah.
It's like electric.
Yeah, it's like a ski lift, but not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're talking about.
Something like that, where it was
I guess it's called a
like
gondola.
A cable car.
Yeah,
Or not a
cable car.
but like one of those things that could take you from the savannah of Animal Kingdom Lodge into Harambe or into Rafiki's Planet Watch or something. That would be fantastic.
That'd be pretty cool.
And something that would just not be monorail, but something that might be more authentic to that area.
Right. How about we just invent molecular teleportation?
Yeah, I mean, I would use that to get to Epcot, of course, Future World only.
Yeah, because that goes against every other theme. A train for AK seems like a good idea. I like that. And you know, again, they're doing all this other revitalization stuff of Animal Kingdom, so why not chuck more in there?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right, we spent a long time on that story. It's good. Moving along, there's a Magic Carpets of Aladdin refurbishment that is set for this November. It's beginning the 10th and then continuing through the 21st. Obviously, opening on the 22nd. Not much more to that. It's probably just regular refurbishment. Yeah, that thing's old. It just seems dated when you... It feels old.
Seems dated. It's not that old, but it does feel dated.
It feels old. It's not old, but it feels old.
Yeah.
I mean, just...
So they recently redid the Zanzibar Traders facade, which is
Yeah.
that store in that area, and it looks beautiful.
Right, I forgot that reopened. I didn't
Yeah.
do any story on that when that reopened. Because we were
Yeah,
talking about the refurbishment, and
Yeah, like I don't think they would repaint or whatever with Magic Carpets to make it look newer.
Okay.
But you know, the rest of that area is now
Updated.
looking gorgeous, looking brand new. So, you know, hopefully they can do something with carpets.
Yeah. Because a ride with 2 axes of rotation just needs so much refurb. Okay, yeah, everything needs refurb occasionally, Dark.
Yeah.
Peacock says Dumbo is greater than Aladdin. I agree. Of course, with Dumbo, they kind of just redid the entire exterior of the thing, added a circus tent and everything, and the ride just seems so much better to me now. They didn't
Yeah.
change the ride itself.
Well, they added the water, which I think
The water
really
was...
helped
Oh, no, I've been thinking of Aladdin.
Mhm.
No, yeah, I am. Yeah, the water's nice.
Mhm. And the lights are beautiful.
Yeah, and just once again, the entire like exterior ambiance of the area kind of just made the attraction itself better.
Yeah.
It didn't really work for Aladdin. Aladdin still seems dated, but the area
Maybe
around it's great.
Maybe they can do like maybe continue that axis so that you can flip upside down like in the movie.
Ooh,
I think that'd be a good
that
idea.
would like change the kind of ride it is. I mean, I guess it would make sense. You already have Astro Orbiter and Dumbo, which are like the same thing, so change it.
Let's do an upside down carpet.
Exactly. You just stay upside down the entire time. Ooh, that'd be crazy. Okay. So we have another Italian restaurant coming to the Epcot area. On the boardwalk, Cucina, which is the Greek place on the boardwalk, is being replaced with Trattoria al Forno, which
Wonderful
means...
pronunciation.
Yeah, right? My French one's better. Trattoria is an Italian restaurant serving simple food, and al forno is Italian for food baked in an oven. So, yeah. But my question is... Oh, anyway, it says this is a new spot that will showcase old world techniques, including handcrafted mozzarella made daily, cavatelli, and a variety of Neapolitan-style pieces, blah, 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 blah. It's interesting. It seems nice, but there's so much Italian dining in Epcot.
Yeah.
There's
That's probably my question too. Why?
Tutto Italia, Tutto Gusto, Via Napoli. There's already
Mama Melrose's.
Right.
And there's Il Mulino at the Swan.
which are right nearby.
Right there. I mean, there's even Portobello if you wanted to go all the way to downtown Disney, but there's and Tony's Town Square restaurant.
Yeah, there's lots of Italian on property. This was one of the only Greek places on property. Why are we getting rid of it?
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense to me.
It's super frustrating because I really like Cuisina. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the food at the new restaurant's going to be okay, but
when
it's
you
not
think
gonna be
Italian at Walt Disney World, that's not going to be the first place you think of.
exactly, probably not.
Yeah.
But I don't get it.
Neither do I.
Every like all these new Italian places that when they opened Via Napoli, they were like, oh, it's so authentic, and then they opened up Tutto Gusto. Oh, it's so authentic. Now they're opening up this restaurant. Oh, it's so authentic, but you can just go to those two other places or any of the other fantastic Italian restaurants.
Right. Of course they're going to say it's so authentic. They're going to say about any themed restaurant they do.
So frustrating. And like Cuisina wasn't super. I mean, it was more Greek food with a southern twist on it.
Okay.
Because I live in Tampa, which is right next to Tarpon Springs in Florida.
Right.
And we have a really big Greek population here.
All right.
So we have tons of really authentic Greek food. And I felt Cuisina did a really good job of translating that to, I guess, to theme park.
Yeah.
The theme park crowd. But, I mean, there's no other Greek food on property now.
Yeah.
So bums me out.
And you could even just walk to... It's within walking distance of more Italian restaurants.
Yeah, it's in walking distance of Il Mulino, which is fantastic. And I mean, if you didn't have park entry, like you don't even need to go into a park for Il Mulino.
Right. So that's not even... Like, that argument's out the window, too.
Yeah.
There's no good reason to have another Italian restaurant in the Epcot area, or even in Walt Disney property at all. You took something that was underrepresented, you took it away, and you put something that's overrepresented.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Cuisina's closing on September 30th. No opening date for Trattoria yet, but reservations are going to be accepted soon, so we'll soon know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so some new permits that came in. Anyway, some new permits that came in suggest that there's going to be 2 viewing areas for the new Rivers of Light show at Animal Kingdom. 2 permits on WDW Magic. There's someone on the forums who just scouts out all the permits for the county, and whenever there's a new permit that Disney files, he posts it on the website. And so these 2, in general, 5, there's going to be a viewing area in Asia and a control building for it. Then there's going to be one in Dino Lands, and then there's Discovery Island Light Bunkers Completion, which is just lighting for the nighttime, I guess. But Dino Land and Asia are both going to have viewing areas, which means it's going to be a multi-directional show. So maybe more like Illuminations than World of Color?
Yeah.
From what we've seen, it seems like Fantasmic mixed with World of Color.
Yeah, like the boats are supposed to be moving, right?
Yeah, so it's like Fantasmic.
So maybe, yeah, exactly. Maybe it will just go around past those 2 viewing areas. Maybe it's sort of like, what's that show at Tokyo Disney Sea?
Oh,
the one in that main area where they have different boats and the boats just travel around and...
I know what it's talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it and like, oh, it's Fantasmic. It's Fantasmic. But I forgot what it's called. Tokyo...
Yeah, I think they do Fantasmic there too.
They do.
It's, Legend of Mythica.
Yep, here it
Legend
is.
of Mythica is that show that I'm talking about, where they have fantastic floats in the water.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe that might be kind of what they're going for.
Maybe.
I know that there were fountains like fountains like World of Color, but maybe also boats and those floats.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we haven't gotten much from the concept art that we've seen of it. But apparently, I think people are saying it's going to open in March of 2016. That's what they said at the Seven Dwarves event thing. So I guess we're going to get more information soon. But it seems like it's a cool show. Of course, Deeb, I don't know if you've... I don't know if we talked about this last week, but they've always said about Animal Kingdom that it hasn't been open at night because of the animals. Because noise and animals and stuff. Now they're doing all this stuff at night. What happened to that argument?
I think when they say stuff about animals, like, the animals go inside at night. So,
okay.
Like the ones that you see on the safari or in displays, they go inside to eat or to rest in the
in like the vet houses.
Yeah, and like you see those buildings that you pass by.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I've heard that it takes a pretty long time to get them all in there.
Okay.
But since they're planning to do nighttime Kilimanjaro safaris, that is where I'm kind of confused about that. But
yeah.
I always figured that when they talked about it being late because of the animals, it was because they have to get all of these animals, put them in their enclosures after the park closes.
All right.
And, some days when the park is open later, like if it's open till 8, they'll actually close the animal exhibits like at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Before the park actually closes. So the only things that'll be open were like
Everest
or Dinosaur or something.
Yeah. But, I mean, they want to do nighttime Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
How can they do that ethically?
I don't know. Maybe they could bring in the daytime animals and put in nocturnal ones or something.
That's what I was thinking. Just get a new host of nocturnal animals and just have them run around.
Yeah, maybe they could set lions on the savannah at nighttime to do their hunting.
Ooh, that sounds not legal. But okay. They'll put in robot animals, so it'll be like Jungle Cruise.
That's a pretty good idea too. Just have them pop up. Or maybe animal statues, and since it's nighttime, you won't be able to really tell that they're fake.
I don't know. Make it Jungle
Cruise.
Savannah exactly. Jungle Cruise. Jungle Savannah. Okay, so also they're obviously prepping for more Animal Kingdom nighttime stuff, or maybe they're fixing the Tree of Life. There was a green camouflaged crane working on the tree. Now it's not. We don't know whether they're fixing things or whether they've installing stuff for nighttime upgrades. We know they put those lights on it a few weeks back. Maybe they're doing more stuff with nighttime prep. Obviously, it is very, very far down the road when this is all going to be opening. It's not even next year; it's the year after that. But I guess we'll see. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so now we'll spend as much time as we can talking about Legends of Frontierland. Now, how much do you know about Legends of Frontierland?
I don't know too much, but I had friends who have participated in
right.
it, so just based on their tweets, that's pretty much all I know.
Right. I read a couple things because I was interested. I saw tweets, but then like, whoa. I'm a gamer, so when I see something, this is like a RPG in real life. I'm like, yeah. That's really cool. I want to learn more about this. And pretty much here's the story context that Disney released for Legends of Frontierland. Frontierland and its neighbor Rainbow Ridge are in the midst of a good old-fashioned land feud. Rainbow Ridge, a once booming mining town, has dried up, and they have their eyes set on Frontierland. The steady, hard-working folk in Frontierland want to keep the town safe and free of rough-around-the-edges opportunistic types. Rumors are spreading that gold has been discovered in mines belonging to Frontierland, and there's even a rumor that Frontierland itself sits on the Motherlode. Whether or not the rumors are true, the folk in Rainbow Ridge have one thing on their minds: take over Frontierland. Thus, the struggle begins. It sounds a lot like the setup to some kind of real RPG. You have to align yourself with one of two sides. You create a character with a cool name, and then you get quests from cast members who apparently act phenomenally, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
it's obviously when you play an RPG like a video game, there's only a finite amount of things that can happen. Like usually like 3 chat options, and you choose one of those 3. You're like, what if I want to say something else? Well, now you can. There's no more cookie cutter things for you to say. You actually say whatever you want to the cast member, and then they'll reply based on their character. It seems pretty cool. And so, pretty much the game revolves around you collecting bits and using these bits to purchase land. And then you obviously, I mean, if you're with Rainbow Ridge, you try to, get more land for Rainbow Ridge, and if you're Frontierland, you try to get more land for Frontierland. Dark says it sounds like gang wars in Frontierland. Pretty
really
much.
Does. And the Disneyland Twitter account really emphasizes that. So you have to hashtag my Frontierland or hashtag my Rainbow Ridge. I thought they were one and the same.
Yeah. Well, Rainbow Ridge, according to this game, was its own town. Like Frontierland.
Yeah. It's the town. It's the town where Big Thunder is. But
Yeah.
I always lump them really together, like Frontierland.
I think so did everybody else.
Yeah.
But now they're saying, okay, they're 2 separate things.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, since it's Big Thunder, Rainbow Ridge all the way. That's just me. And apparently, I would be in the minority because most people start out on the Frontierland team, but some switch over during the day because the cast members who are playing like Rainbow Ridge Bandits try to convert them, and it's interesting. So basically, you find these help wanted ads from cast members, and they tell you to do stuff. A lot of them tell you to make signs. And so you're drawing on pieces of paper and you're posting it in Frontierland. And then you get bits for doing that stuff. And there's a telegraph station. And this telegraph station is like... It's like you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and it was a game master. They basically, what they say, they kind of like influence changes in the game. And they give jobs to you. And if you want to do a property sale, you got to do it through her. You can like put out things. It's kind of like a tweet through the telegraph, so all the other players can see what you're doing and stuff. You'll get bits for doing things. You can. Okay, this is really cool. There's a bounty system. So the cast members will see who's like really big in like the game, and then they'll put out a wanted ad for them. And then you can pick up this wanted ad and look for this guy, and then if you find him and you arrest him, you can arrest other guests, okay? So if you arrest this guy, you'll get bits. Now, the stupid part about it is if they leave Frontierland, they're not up for grabs. So, yeah. Obviously, people are going to spend the entire day in Frontierland. There's other things to do.
Yeah. Like, this is definitely geared toward annual pass holders.
Right, and that's what the reviews that I was reading all seem to say. It's more of a thing for annual pass holders or people who are staying for long trips and can do it every day. But I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun.
It does.
Like,
I would probably do it if it were in Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Especially since I would probably know everyone else doing it.
Right. It would just be, I feel like there would just be a nice community of people. They would all have a Twitter list, everyone would be on it, and then there's a nice group of people.
But then some people would just take it way too seriously.
That is also true.
That's probably, like, I don't know how...
they would go to the park dressed in cowboy costumes.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But it sort of would probably remind me of the Sorcerer's players here.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever noticed, like, there are some really big, very big Sorcerer's players. They're very dedicated. That's a good word. Who like will go to Tortuga Tavern or something and sit and like trade cards with people who are playing the game, who are passing by and stuff like that. And like those people, like they have a hobby. That's good. But like I feel like maybe like Frontierland, if there are some certain dedicated players in Disneyland, maybe they'll start doing that, and it'll kind of be like these are the elite Frontierland players,
right?
And they run everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, soon, this is something that like those elite players, you'll be able to like run for positions in the like mayoral bureaucracy and stuff.
Yeah.
You could run for mayor of Frontierland. That's gonna be cool. I want to see how they pull that off.
I do too.
I don't know.
And one thing that I really like is that like everything has to be settled with rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Which I think is fantastic.
If you want to get a cast member to do something, whatever, you either play rock, paper, scissors, or they have you drink lake water.
River water.
River water, sorry. What river water is, it's pretty much unsweetened citrus juice.
Mm-hmm.
People said, it tastes alright.
Yeah, I would probably be into that. I like very citrusy stuff.
And then there you go. Then you can be like, screw the chance of rock, paper, scissors. I'm gonna drink some river water. Do what I say.
Yeah.
Now there's also like a little card game you can play in Diamond Horseshoe to like get bits and stuff. You can bet your bits and then get stuff. That seems pretty cool. The arrest system needs a little bit of work, obviously, because people can just leave the area and then they're done. There's a couple other things that need a little bit of work from people were saying, but it has the roots of a really cool, really fun RPG in real life.
Yeah.
I would love to see something like that in Walt Disney World. Maybe not the same thing, but now that I was thinking about, what other games like this could they make? And then I was like, Frontierland really is the only spot to do something like that. Like, what else could you do?
You'd think. So, apparently they're working on an Adventureland one for Disneyland as well.
So,
they were playtesting it at D23 Expo or something, either last year or a couple years ago or something, and apparently it's going forward into motion. So, they are going to be doing an Adventureland type game like this.
Let's see. What's the story behind Adventureland? Is it like a...
I don't think there's a definitive story. It's not like
just here's an adventure outpost in the jungle.
Yeah, it's a lot of mishmash between
pirates,
different cultures. Well, I mean, for them, their pirates is in Orleans Square.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah. So, but I mean, their Adventureland is still like different cultures. It's sort of just an imperial or a colonialism, imperialism thing.
Yeah. Now, I mean. Of course, in Walt Disney World, we already have a Pirates game, but instead of that, I'd like to see something akin to this.
I think that'd be really cool.
Like pirate themed. Because there's tons of things you could do Pirates themed.
Yeah.
And since Walt Disney World's Adventureland is much more pirate based, and it's kind of, half of the whole thing is pirate themed, there would definitely be room for a pirate game there. But of course, with obviously Sources, Magic Kingdom, and the pirate and the whatever what's the pirate game called?
Pirates Adventure, I think.
Something like that. No one plays it. So, but
Yeah, like I would totally be up for that. And like if you were if you're doing that Pirates game, you could travel to Agrabah. Or
there
whatever.
You go.
I mean, it's like you could totally do all of Adventureland with that.
Yeah, you could tie in the other places.
I think also... what I would probably do is I would probably want a Main Street USA game.
Ooh.
Where you can I don't know, it's like
do what? Just be a 20th century person?
Exactly, but then you could try to like get the Dapper Dans to pledge allegiance to your gang or something.
Whoa. Grand Theft Auto. So it's Grand Theft Auto Main Street USA.
Exactly. I would say it's Main Street versus Center Street, maybe.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe that would work.
That'd be
I think that'd be really fun because I like that land a lot.
Yeah, and it's a very overlooked one too.
Exactly, and there's not any real rides except for the Main Street vehicles and the railroad.
Right.
So I mean, maybe this would add more activity there.
But when you think about it, do you want people to be clogged near the entrance/exit to the park?
Well, no one would actually be really doing this because we don't have as many locals as Disneyland does.
That's true, because it is like its own property.
Only locals would do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like only locals would do it here.
See, the problem for Disney is locals, such a small group.
Exactly.
So you, like
why put that much effort into it?
Yeah.
But another reason is because I really love the Main Street Citizens. I don't know if you ever stopped to see them.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Yeah, I know. And
And
you could definitely incorporate a game elements with them.
yeah, because I spend a lot of time talking with them when I'm on Main Street. And they're super nice and they really get into character.
Right.
So they would be great as facilitators of this game.
Yeah. I mean, also I do think that compared to Magic Kingdom, Disneyland, like just its geography is better suited for this kind of a thing. Their Frontierland's much more kind of, I guess, open.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but it does kind of like accommodate itself better geographically to having this kind of a thing. Like when I just started thinking about like the Pirates version in Magic Kingdom a little bit more, I'm thinking, would that really work? Is it too cramped in Adventureland to do that? Adventureland is a little cramped when you think about it.
Yeah, but
especially on like a high capacity day. So I don't know how they would do that.
I don't know.
Of course, my personal favorite land is Tomorrowland, but I don't think there's anything you could do with Tomorrowland, like planet colonization. I don't know.
You could like maybe for different alien groups or something.
Well, the thing with Tomorrow, like it's not like it's a galaxy. It's just like one like place. You know what I mean?
It's one place with a lot of visitors, though.
Okay, so okay, all right.
Yeah, like you have different alien groups that like I don't know. Maybe they could be fighting for territory
Yeah.
in Tomorrowland. Maybe you could set up a couple different alien embassies.
Ooh.
Something.
This would really, really quickly turn into like a racist war.
Yeah.
It would be interesting. Oh god. I don't know if they want to open that can of worms. It would be interesting though.
Yeah.
Really Dark? Dark says he'd rather see them build rides and attractions in this stuff. I like this kind of stuff.
I would rather them build rides and attractions, but at the same time, this stuff can't cost that too much money.
Yeah, it's a lot of just creative thinking and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like there would definitely be different teams on this. Like the people who are building rides
of
would not
course
be the same people who are, doing this LARPing thing.
Yeah, Walt Disney Imagineering is a huge company. Disney's a huge company.
But like it's a small gesture. It's not I don't think it required a lot of effort behind it, but I don't know.
I like this kind of thing. This is kind of like rides, attractions, shows, restaurants. These are the things you think of when you think of a theme park. You don't think of live action role playing games. Like this is a nice little thing you can't do anywhere else. Like there's no organized games like this. Why not just invite the gangs to Disney Worlds? There are the social clubs. That's true.
Yeah, I've seen the Disneyland social clubs in Walt Disney World more often.
Really?
Wearing their vests. Yeah.
Huh. Do they have like a Florida outpost?
I don't think so. I think they're just like they travel together.
All right.
Or they travel maybe with a couple other friends who are also in that social club.
Right.
And they wear the vests.
That's cool.
It's always weird to see it, but then you're like, well, I mean, they're Disney fans.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like they're bad gang members. It could be worse. You could have actual malicious people in the parks. Imagine that. A bunch of like troublemakers all buy annual passes and they just like wreak havoc. That'd be a real gang war.
Oh man.
It would get much more real. Okay, I don't know. I think we've exhausted that. Anybody have anything for us to talk about? Usually give it a few minutes, and then if no one has anything, we say goodbye. I feel like I should be taking advantage of having someone who frequents the area. I don't have any questions. What can you tell me? What's going on in the parks? You've been to Universal a lot lately too.
I have.
Yeah.
I just bought my Universal annual pass.
Right.
Last week. I don't really like Universal too much.
Right.
But there are parts of it that I really, really love.
Yeah, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I went to Universal once. The only reason is because Harry Potter opened. I enjoyed Harry Potter. I didn't enjoy too much else.
Well, there are like parts of it that are not Harry Potter that I really like.
Okay, like what?
I love their Hollywood Boulevard.
All right.
It's actually really pretty. I like it better than DHS's.
Well, yeah, well, it's DHS.
Well, DHS's is actually pretty beautiful too.
Yeah.
Especially at night or when it's empty. Just the area, not any rides or anything at DHS, but just that area.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
It looks nice.
It does.
Yeah.
I also really love ET Adventure.
Yeah, I saw you rope dropped it the other day.
I rope dropped it. I rode it 11 times.
That's a little.
I can't find my button, but I was the honorary forest ranger of the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, but I mean, I love that ride. Like,
It's a nice ride.
If you guys have never been to Universal, like watch a ride through of it. I'm sure they're on YouTube somewhere.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't at all.
So charming. I love it.
It's cute. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. And it sort of is.
It's like trying to be Peter Pan.
Yeah,
pretty
I
much.
actually like it more than Peter Pan.
Really? Okay.
I do.
I like my rides to make coherent sense.
Exactly, but it doesn't make sense, and that is like just the beauty of it. It's that it doesn't have to make sense.
Okay.
It's just so many different weird ideas, and it just appeals to my sense of,
Yeah, I feel you.
I have kind of ironic poor taste.
Okay.
But for this, it's totally unironic. It's just such a love for this ride.
But
it goes against what Universal has been doing with screens and stuff.
That's true. That's more of like the
adventure, physical sets, actual animatronics. I love that.
That's more of like a your traditional dark ride Disneyland type thing. And Universal rarely does anything like that. Now it's all the digital stuff. And don't get me wrong, the digital stuff's really, really cool. What they achieve with Gringotts and everything. But I mean,
yeah,
sometimes it's nice to just have a little classical thing right there.
Exactly. It feels so much warmer than other rides at Universal for me.
Right.
Including like Gringotts and stuff, which I love. I really love the new Gringotts ride.
Right.
But at the same time, it doesn't feel as warm and inviting to me as the ugly animatronics of ET Adventure. Like nightmare-inducing animatronics stuff from A Fever Dream. It's really bad. But at the same time, I feel a connection to them. If I weren't a big Harry Potter fan, I don't know if I would feel as much of a connection to the Gringotts ride as I do.
Yeah.
But with ET Adventure, I'm not a huge ET fan, but I still love that.
Right. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, I get it. Dark's saying he thinks the ride operators at Universal seem more organized. Yeah, Dark, if you go to like a Six Flags or Universal, you see all the hand signs and stuff between operators and the control booths and things. Disney doesn't do that, I think, purely for professionality.
Yeah. I have P. Clark, 531, is saying that Universal cast members seem to be immature and unprofessional compared to Disney cast members.
I don't think that's true. Is it?
I feel like it used to be true. Like,
okay.
I never had an annual pass before, but when I used to go with comp tickets,
yeah,
I always felt that way. Like I felt like they were really college students here for a part-time job, and that's it.
Right.
But as I've been going for the past couple of weeks and seeing these cast members, they're super professional, very nice, and I haven't encountered a bad one yet.
That's good.
Which is weird considering like at Disney I could maybe encounter a bad cast member every day I go.
Right. But
here I haven't, and I don't know. They've all been super nice. So this is totally anecdotal for me.
Yeah. You did have that incident the other day at the Leaky Cauldron.
Exactly, which I don't blame on the team members at all.
Explain to everybody what happened.
It was super nice. So my friends were going to ride Gringotts, and I wanted to ride too, but I was getting dehydrated.
Right.
And one bad thing about Diagon Alley, which I don't like, is that there are 2 benches in the whole area.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 benches and 4 picnic tables.
Steaming, but...
Yeah, exactly. And so I wanted someplace where I could sit down in the air conditioning and drink something. So I got a specialty drink and some cups of water. Another thing I don't like about Universal, their complimentary water is like tiny cups like this. So I got like 3 or 4 of those.
Right.
At the Leaky Cauldron. Because I figured, if I get a specialty drink and I get some water, I can just sit down in the leaky cauldron in the air conditioning.
Yeah.
But then when I went to sit with my tray of drinks, they said because I hadn't ordered any food, I couldn't sit down. And I mean, the team members were super nice about it. They weren't mean or anything, so that's why I don't blame them.
Right.
But they made me go outside, and even then they were like, "You can't bring the tray outside." I was like, I mean, it wasn't the team member's fault. I did talk to the manager later once I was feeling better.
Right.
She wasn't mean. And I just told her, if you could tell guests when they're ordering just drinks that they can't sit down if they order just drinks, because I would have maybe gone someplace else.
Yeah. Maybe gotten a small food thing just so you could sit down and,
Exactly. Yeah, or tell them that. And, so I don't blame the team members for that. They were very nice about it. I just blame the policy.
Yeah, it's a stupid policy.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you look at Disney, I don't want to keep comparing Walt Disney World and Universal, but if you look at Disney's gonna do whatever they have to do to make sure you're having a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
So something like sitting down after just having drinks, they'd be fine with that.
Yeah, and I get it, because it could be, like, Leaky Cauldron could definitely be crowded with people during lunchtime.
Right.
But when I went, it was empty, but that was just their policy. Their policy was you can't sit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were just following it, and I know where I work, sometimes we have stupid rules, and I have to follow them anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't blame the team members.
Yeah. You don't shoot the messenger. That's pretty much the story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The team members have been pretty nice, but I will definitely let people know on Twitter if there is if there's a mean one.
Right.
But like I said, a couple years ago when I would go on comp tickets only, when I encountered immature. But now I think they've gotten a lot better.
Okay, that's obviously good because Universal wants to be taken seriously against Disney.
Yeah.
I think that was the change. They want to be taken more seriously as more serious competition, and I mean they have the infrastructure and the rides to argue that, and they had to beef up their cast as well.
Mm-hmm.
P. Clark said earlier to talk about the Alice in Wonderland refurb. It's open. There are guardrails. That's all I know. They got rid of things that people were complaining about.
Yeah, they redid effects in the ride, which I haven't watched a ride through of it. But apparently the people who have ridden it say it's really good.
Okay. I've just seen a lot of people complaining because they changed things.
Yeah,
these are the same people who are complaining about Club 33, even though they'll never go there in their lives, but...
Well, I will complain about Club 33, and I have friends who do complain about that as well, but
yeah.
They do go. They do have access to it.
Right.
But I don't know. The Alice in Wonderland, like the actual effects in the ride are apparently really, really good.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know any details about them though.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about the ride itself. I've been on it twice in my life, so I'm like the pre-refurbishment one. So I don't really know what I can say about the refurbished one. That was kind of my thing for it. Yeah. Then yeah, I think that's gonna be about it for tonight, guys. Mark, thank you so much for coming down. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, go follow him on Twitter. He's hilarious. Great guy. At Deepa Disney. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming down. As Darren would say, we will see you guys next time.
Kwaherini.
Kwaherini. Good night, everyone.